So there I was in my 20s, about to graduate from college, we'll say mid-20s. And my best friend at the time reaches out to me. He gives me a call and he says, hey man, finishing college, this is a huge deal. We need to celebrate. Let's take this awesome European vacation. It's a Kentucky tour group, 18 to 35-year-olds, which at that time in my life I fit into nicely. And it's called Berlin to Budapest. And we're going to get on this group tour. We're going to go through Europe. We're going to do it together. It's going to be great. And I'm like, dude, I don't even have a passport. I don't travel. That's not really my thing. That's maybe your thing, but I'm like, I don't know, man. He's like, no, don't worry about it. It's going to be great. It's going to be fun. We're going to do it together. It's going to be an adventure. Celebrate. This is what we got to do. I'm like, all right. Fast forward, a couple months go by. He reaches out to me. He's like, James, I got fired. I lost my job. And I was like, oh man, that's horrible. And for him, it was horrible. He had a wife at the time. He had a baby on the way. He had a home. He had a mortgage. I didn't have any of those things. I was single. I was in college, just about to finish. And I'm like, sorry, Mike. I mean, we'll get through it. It'll be okay. He's like, no, I know. It'll be good. It'll be okay. But he's like, I can't do the trip. I'm like, yeah, of course. Don't worry about the trip. We'll do the trip another time. He's like, well, no. You should still go do the trip. I can't go. And I'm like, I'm not doing the trip. This is your trip. It's your idea. This is not my thing. It's not my wheelhouse. It's not for me, man. And the question I have is, why do we do that? Why do we, when we're standing on the edge of something great in our life, an adventure, something new, why do we hesitate? Why do we hesitate to take that leap into that unknown? We know it's going to be good. We know it's going to be something different. And the answer is, we like comfort. We like to stay in our comfort zone. We get used to that. It's the beaten path, what we know well. And there's a lot of fear involved with that. Some people in this school, some of the kids in this school, maybe it's a new sport that you want to play. Maybe it's a new instrument. Maybe it's making new friends. And, what's stopping you from taking that leap and doing that new thing that could result in this, amazing life? And it is that fear. It is that comfort zone that you want to stay in. And the truth is, if you're waiting for the moment to be perfect, you'll be waiting forever. It never happens. Part of that growth and part of getting out of that comfort zone comes from taking those leaps that you're scared to take. So what did I do? I did go to Europe. I did go. I went by myself. Some photos there. Top left, I think, is Berlin. I think I see Prague in the top right. Prague is below. Vienna top right. An amazing trip, an amazing time. Over 50 people from around the world, people I'd never met. Africa, Europe, Scandinavia, Asia, everywhere. And then it was just me on my own. And it turns out not having my buddy come was a tremendous blessing, because that forced me out of my comfort zone. And that forced me to make many, many leaps along the way during that trip. Every time I didn't know what to do with my hands or didn't know what to say to a group of people that seemed to already kind of buddy up a little bit, I was making those leaps. I was taking those leaps. And I was getting out of my comfort zone and I was doing something different. So what I'd like to do is I would like to propose that we change the narrative a little bit. And instead of asking yourself, what if I fail, when you're at these edges and about to take these leaps, ask yourself, what if I succeed? Instead of saying, well, this just isn't for me, this isn't my thing. And that, I know that one well. That was my situation with that trip. It wasn't my thing. We have to ask ourselves, what if we discover something incredible? And instead of asking yourself, or telling yourself you're scared and ask yourself, why am I scared? Ask yourself, what if I discover something amazing after I take this leap? And that's me as a meteorologist after I graduated college. I did graduate, I did get the job. Everything I've ever done in my life that's amazing has always come on the other side of taking one of those leaps. College was one. This talk is actually a really good example of that. When I heard about this, when I was asked if I wanted to submit an idea for this talk, my instinct was certainly not. I don't do this. I don't stand up in front of people. I don't know if anyone really, maybe some people do. I certainly don't. And it was, I think, a Sunday night, and I'm laying in bed, literally the 11th hour. I think it was like 11:30 at night. And I'm looking at this email, and I'm thinking, no, there's no way. And I had a moment. I thought, what if I do it? What if I do it? Maybe it'll fail. It'll be horrible. but what if I take a shot and it could be just something incredible? And I can always have that for the rest of my life. What if I make the internet? I'm on YouTube. So I went for it. I punched up what I thought my proposal for the idea of this talk would be, and I hit send and I went to bed, and now here I am. So yeah. The fact of the matter is, like we talked about, why we don't take the leap, and there's a science to that, and there's a science to kind of what happens when you do take those leaps. And I talked about the comfort zone that I was in, and I think everyone is in their comfort zone to some degree. The more you take those leaps in life, the more you're able to take the larger ones, the bigger ones. It builds. Your brain actually kind of rewires itself, and it becomes more easier to take those leaps later on in life when you've taken more along the way. I think I mentioned I was single at the time when I went to Europe. At some point in my life, I met a girl. She's American. I don't think I mentioned this either. I'm Canadian. I'm actually from Canada. I'm from Edmonton, Alberta. That is north of Montana. For those that, I know I had to explain that to her. She had no idea. She thought everyone lived in Toronto. That's all she knew. And I remember after we dated for a while and we were trying to figure out, are we doing this? Is this actually happening? And I think we wanted to do it. We both agreed, but it looked like it was going to have to be me coming to the States. And for her job, it was just better for her here. And a lot of people I loved and trusted and knew very well were saying to me, James, dude, that's too big a leap. That's too much. You worked hard. You went to college here in Canada. You're a meteorologist, Environment Canada. You got the job you wanted. You got everything you wanted. Why don't you find a Canadian girl? And I think if I hadn't have taken those little leaps along the way, I don't think I'd have been prepared to make that massive leap. And I did take that leap, and I'm glad I did. And that's my story. We talked about new sports teams for some of the kids in this school. What if it's something bigger than that? What if it's at school here or it's at home, or some of the older people maybe in the audience, and someone maybe it's yourself, is getting bullied in a bad situation, and you see it and you know it, and you stop from doing that because you're scared. You don't know what's on the other side of that leap, the edge that you got to step over. And what I want people to try and do is, instead of having that fear and wondering, what if I fail? What if it doesn't work out? What if it's not for me? Picture yourself after that leap and what it looks like and what you feel like and how proud of yourself you're going to be when you make that decision, and all the things that can come after it and the habits that you can form along the way when you do take those leaps. I want to go back to one of the photos I showed earlier. This was this first night. It's 50 of us. There's some older German folks that are serenading us with this authentic German song while we're eating our dinner there in this beautiful auditorium. And again, over 50 people in this group surrounding me, and giant tables, and we're all sitting at these tables, and you're seated by people you've never met before. And if you look at the bottom left of the photo, you'll see there's a girl there holding a camera, and she also is taking a photo of the group just like I am. And that girl is the American girl. That's my wife. And I met her on that first night on that trip to Europe that I can't tell you how close I came to not taking. And I took the leap, and I sat right beside her on the first night, and that's actually how we met. And that's my family. I have 5 kids now, a beautiful wife, and 16 years of love, family, adventure waiting for me on the other side of that leap and all the other leaps I took before that. And there's going to be more. And there's going to be more for everyone in this room too. And I took that leap. I'm going to keep taking them. And I would hope that when that happens for you and you have that chance to take that leap, I hope you do too. Thank you.